Well, hey there, guys. Hope you guys had a good Fourth of July. Last few days have been a little hectic, doing a bunch of running around and getting family photos taken yesterday. A couple days ago, being out in the steamy sun at Valley Fair. That was not a lot of fun, but yeah. So I've had these here for the last few days, and just being it's been crazy busy. Uh, this is the first chance I've had to get on here and see you guys and unbag these, or unbagging this and unboxing a couple of these other boxes here. So let us get into this one. I'd almost forgotten that I had gotten this one because of a lot of the other stuff that I had gotten. I literally had basically forgotten that I had ordered this too. And this is oh, that looks even better in person than it does in. That looks way better in person than it even does in pictures. That's really nice. It is another Stanley Cup shirt. This one is, oddly enough, here. Let's cut the tags off here just to make sure. Theoretically, if this didn't get. Did they do the same with this one too? That they did with the other one? No, okay. This one, the tag didn't actually. They didn't actually sew the tag into the shirt. Thankfully, that was a pain in the butt to get out. But this one, they didn't do that. So this one. Now I've never tried a 3XL Mitchell and Ness shirt before, but look at this. Look at this shirt. Look at this design. That is a very, very cool design. That to me reminds me a lot of the Chicago Blackhawks shirt that I have from 2010 with the Stanley Cup sitting up like that. That's a very nice design. I like that. Now, granted, I will have to try it on, but yeah, look at that. That's a sweet looking shirt. That is a very, very nice shirt. I gotta say, that is very, very cool. And of course, it has the little Mitchell and Ness tag down here. But yeah, that is very nice. Let me try this on for you guys. And bam! Look at that. Fits very nice too. Look at that. That is sweet. The Florida Panther logo down there. That's a very nice. It's a very nice design. Very nice looking shirt. I really like that. I literally had almost forgotten that I had gotten this one. But yeah, another Stanley Cup shirt. That looks fantastic. I also got a couple other things here. And it's interesting. It took 2 packages, but as long as they showed up. Now, these ones. Okay, now let's see here. Hang on. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, that's interesting. The one came in a bigger box. I don't know why that is that way, but I guess it's kind of, I guess that's just kind of par for the course, I guess. But interesting. Interesting how they did that. But I got a couple of the new draft hats, and I do have to say that this is the first year in a long time that I really, really like the draft hats this year. And I was looking at some of the draft hats that I have, the older draft hats from because I haven't really bought any draft hats since 2017, since the when Adidas made them, because I really like those. And it was before I think it was before Fanatics completely took over, and I was able to get basically all of them because of thanks to Lids and their discounts that they had at the time. They don't really do that anymore because, well, Fanatics. So I don't think I'd be able to get all of the draft hats for this year. I wouldn't mind them because a lot of these are really nice. But I snagged 3 of them. And there are still a couple more that I definitely want to get my hands on. At the very least, some of the ones that are, because they're like, the older logos. And so this is one that I got. I got Buffalo because I didn't have a hat. I had the old logo on it. I had the old navy blue Buffalo logo on it. Look at the way the logo looks. It looks really nice. I really like that on the side. That is a very nice touch. That is very, very nice. And also, you've got kind of the colors there in the back on the snapback, which looks fantastic. I really like that. And these apparently are called, this is they're called the podium hats because I guess this is the hat that they wear on the podium when they get picked. It looks it looks very, very nice. And of course we have this little thing that always kind of keeps the bill or the back kind of nice there. And of course you got the NHL, the newer NHL Fanatics type logo there. You can kind of see it kind of changed color there. But of course. And what I get a kick out of these are the old school. I always say about old school. Old school is always still cool because these are the old school snapbacks. Okay, that's not good. It's a little. Always takes a little adjusting. There. That should be better. That should be way better for my big head. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I like that. That's very nice. Also, the cool little touch that they have there, the team stripes on the front of the brim. That is very cool. That is a very nice touch. So, like I said, I got 3 of them. One of them, for sure, I definitely needed because I literally did not have any of them. And of course, I wanting to update the logos because the last hats that I had gotten for a lot of these teams were back in 2017 when they had the old logos. And like this one, I got Anaheim, the newer Anaheim one. I like how they did the orange there. That looks very, very nice. I do like the orange. Of course, they got all the stickers. They got all these little stickers underneath here. That now some people will wear them with the stickers still on. Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's just not, to me. That's not that great of a look, at least to me. But to some people, that's just kind of how they go, how they do it. But yeah, so there's the current logo, and of course the side. Like I said, I really like that touch. I really like how they did that. That is a very cool look, and it's kind of a, if you get a good close up view of that, it's very rubbery. I guess more, yeah, more like a rubbery type feel. But again, it feels very, very cool. It's very nice. It's a good little touch, and of course, the striping on the back for the team, and of course on the front brim there, looks very, very nice. And yeah, I like that. That's very cool. Very, very nice. Like I said, there's still a couple more that I want to get. This one I wanted to save for last, but certainly not least, because I literally did not have one of these, and I did not get one for last year. And the last one that I got, the last one that I had gotten for these guys, they were in a completely different place. Hello, Utah Mammoth. I got one for Utah. Because, yeah, I didn't get one for last year because they didn't have a name. So I'm not going to get, I have the jersey, obviously. I have the jersey with just Utah on it because that, it's kind of a collector's item. Even though they're not really changing much, except, sticking with the same jersey, but not, but actually putting the logo on there. And of course, you got on the back the colors. That is, and I'm one. I like that logo. A lot of people are kind of like on the logo. I think that logo is absolutely incredible. And yeah, Utah Mammoth. I mean, like I said, that kind of rubbery type material there. It looks very cool. And yeah, Utah Mammoth. The logo is fantastic. The embroidery on the front is very nice. And like I said, it's almost like Fanatics is actually trying to make better quality stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is the first set of draft hats that I really like. It's been a long time since I've liked any of the draft hats. Oh, that one's a little stiff. That one I might have to go down one more. But yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That is very, very nice. I gotta say, I like these three. I do plan on getting at least one more because I know there's one more team out there. Well, there's a couple of them, but the one team I haven't seen yet. And that was Boston's. I haven't seen the Boston Bruins version of this on the site, so I don't know if they made any of these for Boston. But yeah. So these are the new additions, the new Stanley Cup shirt, and the three draft hats: the Utah Mammoth, Anaheim Ducks, and Buffalo Sabres. 3 new draft hats and a new shirt. Gotta say, I like them, and like I said, for the first time in a long time, I really like how the draft hats came out. These draft hats look very, very nice. And yeah, like I said, there's at least one or two. There's at least one, if not 2 more that I would love to get my hands on that have the older logos on, and kind of have needed to update for a while. And I can say at least on 3 of them, especially with Utah, I now have. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you guys think about the shirts? And what do you guys think about the draft hats this year? I think they look really nice. And yeah, like I said, there's at least probably 2 more draft hats that I want to get my hands on if I'm able to. And I know one I think they still have on the NHL site. And yeah, if I can find Boston, I would love to find Boston's too. So again, let me know what you guys think about the shirt, and let me know what you guys think about the draft hats. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think they could have been better? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. Only takes a second. Definitely helps out the channel. Also, subscribe to the channel. That would be absolutely fabulous. I would love you if you did that. Also, tell your friend, tell a lot of your friends if they like hockey stuff. You know, they can come check out the channel. The door to Larry's House of Hockey is always open for everybody out there. And also, share the video with everyone that you know, with your friends, with family, with perfect strangers. You know, share it with everybody out there. And hit that little notification bell that will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. And yeah, so let me know again what you guys think of this year's draft hats. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share. I will see you guys later.